In 1975, Dr. Sehgal got little bit, I mean, unenthusiastic about continuing with homeopathy in a classical way. He was in touch with several famous homeopaths of that time. But one thing he wasn't satisfied was that the result in homeopathy wasn't consistent. It was like a hit and trial method. Some cases were getting better, and in some cases were failure. So he wasn't sure that if this is the way one has to practice all life. So then he came upon, by chance, he uh, he he saw Kent Repertory mind section, and that caught his attention. That if there is something which he wanted to find a suitable way to practice and practice in all cases by one way. So slowly, he started to develop understanding of the rubric first. And while he was trying to understand the rubrics through dictionary, and then by listening the patient, and then clubbing the common version of the patient to the rubric metaphorically, he found the key to the mind. And that was his journey that he started alone. So by the time it was already 75 to 83, he got to understand many rubrics, and he started to apply them successfully. Now, through his journey, he found few remedies in the beginning to practice. So in the beginning, he was practicing with Platina, Cantharis, and few other remedies. So while the time, slowly the time started passing, and he was going into the different kind of rubrics, and his mind caught attention with few rubrics, and that belongs to the remedy Belladonna. So friend, what happened that it was an invention, real invention by Dr. Sehgal to explore all the rubrics, not all, but more than 40-50% of the rubrics, understand them properly, and started to apply. And during, I think by 85, 86, he got idea that this remedy is one of the key remedy in the practice. He started giving his experience, telling his experience to many a homeopath, also senior and also junior. It wasn't taken so good. It wasn't taken so well that Belladonna is kind of a remedy which can solve many cases. Because Belladonna, as per the literature, as per the study in the college, it used to be known as a acute remedy, means that only for scarlet fever, face red, and that kind of information we were having. But no one had the idea of using the mind rubrics. So, but he continued his journey with other remedies, also with Belladonna. So what happened that he wrote so much about Belladonna that the people or the friends or doctor started to feel that that Belladonna is an obsession for Dr. Sehgal, that in all cases or mostly all cases he has been giving Belladonna. So friend, when I came into the practice in 1989, before that I was knowing the idea that there is a remedy Belladonna, and it has many rubrics as per the teaching of Dr. Sehgal. But I was in college. When I came into the practice and I started to apply different remedies, so time and again it was happening that I used to prescribe Belladonna often. Maybe, for example, in the beginning when I was seeing new cases, so out of 10, 2 or 3, sometimes 4, or cases were, I was selecting Belladonna. So sometime I was suspecting my own knowledge, whether it's true or false. How can it possible that today I saw 10 new cases and 4 of them were belladonna? So I was suspecting my own idea that no, something is wrong. Sometimes I would change the prescription. It means that if I would get the 5th case belladonna, I was thinking, no, I'm not going to prescribe. It's maybe I'm obsessed. So I would change my prescription to some other remedy or maybe a classical way of remedy. For example, if say belladonna is coming, I would say, oh, no, physically he's a pulsatilla. So I would give pulsatilla because it was too much for me in the beginning to prescribe belladonna for so many patients. Slowly, as I was started to practice and I was also observing my father's, clinic, I was assisting him. So I was also see that some days he was prescribing belladonna a lot. And also it was a topic for him that he would talk mostly about belladonna in seminars and also telling the people about the journey of belladonna, invention of belladonna. So sometimes I would argue with him that I think we should focus on other remedies also. So that was a journey with belladonna. And then I was convinced by my practice, not theoretically, but practically I got convinced that belladonna is one of the remedy, not myself, but I think it's good remedy for homeopaths to learn. You know that one time I was, whenever I would go to lecture in Europe or some other countries, especially, they would ask me, don't talk too much about belladonna because you are labeled like a belladonna practitioner only, as if we only know belladonna and the rest of the materia medica repertory rubrics, we have no idea. So sometimes I would feel, little bit agony that how could it possible that we are prescribing only belladonna. So people used to, keep distance with us because we are belladonna prescriber. And anyone who is prescribing belladonna is known to be a Segal method follower. And it was also, a kind of, for example, if someone is not a belladonna or a Segal method follower, but if he come across a doctor and ask for a remedy for his family or somebody, and if the doctor says, take belladonna, he would say, oh, no. So you are a Segal follower. I will not take belladonna. So belladonna was discarded, mostly misunderstood that we only in Segal method are prescribing belladonna. It wasn't understood so well, maybe. And, it was also taken as a joke that Dr. Segal used to tell us that belladonna is applicable 40% in the practice. Nobody would believe, they would laugh. And that was, that I also tried many times my own practice with belladonna. But now, after, that 32 years of practice, I still have a big faith when it comes to belladonna. Other remedies also, I'm truly faithful to all the remedies. So I chose this topic of belladonna because it was well-known remedy, very well-known remedy by Segal method. It was well invented and well studied by Dr. Segal. And see, failure and success are always there in cases, depending upon the time of the case, your own knowledge with the remedy, how proper you understand the remedy, how much you have followed the remedy, how many times you have prescribed the remedies. So sometimes the doctors who are learning from us, they learn very well, but they are not practicing so well with the remedy. And that's the reason that they could not find the success. And possibly that the belladonna patient is not coming into their clinic. It's not that we fit belladonna in the cases. We only take the belladonna cases when a belladonna patient comes. But how to recognize a patient of belladonna? That is the journey today we are going to learn. How to recognize belladonna in your clinic, how it appears, how it comes, what he says, how he says, and what is the reason for a belladonna patient to come to your clinic. So every time when I teach that, I will tell them that every remedy patient has their own way or motive of visiting a doctor. So let me start my journey with belladonna. So you can see on the screen, belladonna is from the plant deadly nightshade. Now, what is deadly nightshade? No, it was in the ancient times, it was said to be the property of the devil, meaning that anyone who eats the berries is punished for eating his fruit. In art and poetry, it represents danger. So deadly shade, nightshade also is one of the name of, and you know that tomato, potato, eggplants, aubergine are also included in this deadly nightshade group. So it means they are very poisonous. Tomato, potato you eat every day. Now, what is the history of belladonna? The Venetians, Venice, named the plant Herba belladonna from the circumstance that the ladies use it distilled in water as a cosmetic to brighten the eyes and flush the cheeks. Belladonna is intensely poisonous to men, causing problem to memory. So, I mean that sometimes we also know what is the toxicity of the remedy from where it has made. Belladonna is so toxic that eating a small quantity of its leaves or berries can be fatal to humans, particularly children and some animals. Simply touching the leaves can irritate your skin. Roman and Scots used the plant as a weapon against their enemies. So how it entered into homeopathy? Despite its toxicity, belladonna has some medicinal benefit. Chemical atropine and scopolamine, which are derived from belladonna, have medicinal properties. Scopolamine, its use in medicine is relatively limited, with its chief uses being in the treatment of motion sickness and post-operative nausea and vomiting. Atropine is more effective at relaxing muscle spasms and regulating heart rate. So that is the little bit functioning of belladonna. Action on the circulatory system and blood vessels shows how this remedy can be useful for fever, high blood pressure. Symptoms come on quickly and to the extreme. That all we know about it. It is especially suitable to pleiothoric, vigorous individual. So what is pleiothoric? A bodily condition characterized by an excessive of blood or having a red or flushed complexion. So that's why there is a redness on the face. That's why it's called plethoric. Fever, helpful for extreme high fever that comes on suddenly, then breaks just as suddenly. So belladonna always is known for its suddenness. Symptoms appear sudden. That all we know from the class. The basic mental character found in belladonna. This character is rage, mania, delusion, desires, mood. Now, these are few things, 6 points, which represent belladonna in your practice. Now, what a character is belladonna? So we are going into now into the Segal approach of belladonna, means that its nature, how belladonna behaves during the sickness. Now, this patient is a light-minded person. His reaction towards the ailment is mix of no seriousness and showing sensitivity with fear, which is short-lived and temporary on the mind of belladonna. So the first thing which we should keep in mind that belladonna patients are light-minded. Now, what is light-minded? Light-minded means that they always like to think about something which doesn't burden their mind. They don't want to think about some or talk about something serious topics which burden already the burdened mind due to the sickness, because they are sick. So during the sickness, this patient would like that if somebody has to have conversation with him or talk with him or tell him something, if he has to watch some movie or listen the music, it should be light. Light, what is light means? Light means soothing. Now, light music. Now, you may not understand what does it mean by light music or light song or light movie. Now, light movie means or light soap opera means something with having comedy, having something to laugh, or light music means something soothing. Now you would listen from one of or your patient that during the sickness they would like to play one song or the same music again and again. I mean that they would like to repeat one kind of song or one kind of music again and again in a very light tone, very light volume. It should be only audible to the ear. Okay, very light tone. So it's like soothing and light. This is light means. Another thing is that they would only like to think that everything would be okay, light-minded. Okay, let's see what would happen. Now, what is light-minded means? Let's see what will happen. So they are not this kind of patients. They don't want to listen or talk about something which burden their mind. So I hope it would be clear for you what light-minded person means. Not like-minded, but light-minded. And they have two things. One is sometimes they are serious toward the ailment and they show sensitivity with fear. So serious, sensitive, and fear are also the part of belladonna patient, but it is short-lived, maybe for 2 minutes, maybe for 5 minutes maximum, and then they remove it like this. Okay, let it be, let it be. I will see what happens tomorrow. So, for example, the patient have a problem in the evening. He would say, oh, the problem has come in the evening. Now what to do? He has some fear and sensitivity that how he is going to handle at night. But then he will say, okay, I will see what will happen. And then I report to the doctor in the morning. Now this attitude makes a belladonna patient complete. So everything is short-lived and temporary. One of the rubric which Dr. Sehgal has discovered about belladonna is now well, now sick. And it means that now what we hear from the attendant of the patient. Now this rubric you will not find in any repertory because this is the rubric which was given by Dr. Sehgal himself. How he understood this remedy by this rubric. It is very frequent by the attendant of the patient that they will tell you that it is very difficult for them to understand the patient because at one time he's talking with us normally, he's sharing about his problem with us normally, and suddenly he become sick. Sick means that he start crying or he has a weeping, bad mood, little bit sad. So it is very unpredictable. I think you should stop this person. Well, please close this person, block this person. It's very difficult because and it's very noisy with children behind.
I remove him, please. Sir, continue.
How can I continue when there is a noise behind it? It distracts me. Also, noise from the person to open them. It's so noisy person behind it.
Sorry, sir, I removed him already.
Okay. So you can see the slide, Tofel?
Yes, sir. We're seeing this slide. Okay, sir.
Okay. So now sick. It means that this person is unpredictable. I mean, he cannot say when he's well and when he's sick. I mean, just now he's talking and watching TV, and suddenly he closes it, and suddenly he doesn't like it. So the background of this rubric is coming from the another rubric. There is a rubric, delusions, misrepresents his sensation. क्या हुआ बेटा? है? स्लाइड आ गई कि नहीं? है? अरे आ रही है.
Yes, sir.
Slide, sir.
Slide okay, sir.
Slide is okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, there is a rubric which represent the Dr. Segal's rubric, now well, now sick, delusions, sensations, misrepresents his. This rubric, I don't know how many people you know, but this is one of the hallmark rubric on belladonna. Now, sensations means experiences or feelings. Misrepresents means to represent incorrectly. So what is the interpretation? Unable to communicate one's feeling correctly. Sometimes he feels cold drink will give him relief, but actually when he takes cold drinks, they give him adverse effect. Sometimes he feels he requires warm clothing, but after some time he realizes that they are aggravating his pain. Sometimes he feels hot bath will help, but he finds out in the end that he required cold bath. Now, what is happening with belladonna patient? That, for example, he say, okay, give me cold water. But after drinking cold water, he realizes, no, perhaps he should have taken the warm water. Or sometimes he will say, open the fan. But after open the fan, he will realize that no, he doesn't need the fan. So this is called now well also and now sick. Now well, now sick or delusion. So sometimes when patient comes and he says that, doctor, you know, sometimes it's become very hard for me to tell how I feel, how I have to tell about myself. So it could be possible that I haven't got the right remedy because perhaps I did not correctly told about myself to the doctor. Because when I visit a doctor and the doctor asks me, do you like cold? And I would say, yes, I like cold. But then after going home, I give it a thought and then I remember, no, whenever I took cold, it really hurt me or aggravated my symptom. And then I realized, no, actually I like warm. So what happened that sometimes you get wrong information from the patient. Now, Dr. Segal has given us a kingpin of belladonna. Actually, he talked a lot about height things of belladonna rubric as a belladonna. So it is coming from the Kent. Now, it is wonderful that how Dr. Segal has come upon this rubric, having one remedy by Kent, hides things. So there are two words, hides and the things. Things means that something non-living, like table, chair, or your bottle, something which is non-living. So apparently this rubric, I mean that if we have to apply just straight away, it means that somebody is hiding. For example, things means, for example, a pen, for example, a copy, for example, something which can be, really you can hide. But I mean, you cannot hide a big thing like a big table, but sometimes you can hide the small thing from others. Now, what is the purpose of hiding things? It could be a game. It could be something which you don't like or something which you don't like to be given. So you hide it. For example, a child doesn't like, for example, milk. So he would hide his bottle. So that could be hide things. Or sometimes, for example, you don't like to eat something at home. So it's better that not to eat, you hide that thing so that your wife will not cook it. So that could be another one possibility of the word things. But what Dr. Sehgal has created, that things could also be used as emotional part, like tears, like smile, like laughing, crying. So sometimes when a person is hiding, for example, his emotions, this can also be possible, like hides things. For example, if there are some few patients when they come, okay, while talking, you will see that they have certain eyes, wet eyes. And when you are not able to understand about the wet eyes, so it seems they are trying to control it. They don't want the tears to come out of their mouth, from their eyes. So what do they do that in between while talking with the doctor? Sometimes they do like this, from the corner of the eye. Sometimes the patient, they do like this while telling you the symptom, but they don't want to, they don't start weeping, I mean, tearfully. So that is also one of the observation Dr. Sehgal had noticed in his patients, and he thought that it could also be possible that hides things. And lately it become more successful, though it is not possible that, that the patient straight away comes and tell you that I have a, since I have become sick, I have a habit of hiding the things. No, I haven't listened from any patient like this directly. Doctor, I have come to you, because lately I'm suffering from one of the symptom, hiding things or hide things. How we come to know that the patient have this kind of a character or nature of hide things? Now, that when you start a conversation with the patient as a part of case taking, and when you ask, that the patient has a habit, sometimes the patient asks you, uh, doctor, that sometimes I get pain, uh, while passing urine. So, I mean, the first thing is they become slow, and they don't know how to express about their symptoms, which basically are related to those things like piles, bleeding from anus, urinary burning while urination, and also the problem with the ladies to express the problem having in the genital parts, and they have no idea how to express, especially male to female. If the doctor, female is going to a male doctor or male is going to a female doctor for some reasons, so it's very difficult that they could express. But it's also possible male to male. For example, a male patient is coming, and if he has a problem somewhere, so how they start? They start basically with something for which they haven't come. For example, doctor, I have a throat problem. Okay, and when you start taking the case for the throat problem, or doctor, I have an abdominal pain for so many days. So belladonna has a habit of starting their case with no actual problem, but a problem which is not too important for them, but they would start their case with that problem. Now, what happens when you start your case with the pain in abdomen or pain in eyes, or for example, little bit headache? So first thing the patient says, doctor, actually I have a little bit problem in the abdomen, little bit. This is one of the line of belladonna. I have a little bit problem, headache, little bit problem of eyes. Little bit word is, true to belladonna, little bit. And then when you start taking the case, slowly he would say that, doctor, that sometimes the pain in abdomen is a little bit below. Okay, where actually below? That, doctor, below means that then you have to open up with the patient. Below means what? Lower abdomen. Yes, on the lower part of the abdomen. Okay, and when does it happens? it happens, doctor. You know, how can I know when it happens? Doctor, sometime, you know, uh, when you indulge in, with wife, so you mean to say that when you have a sexual issue? Oh, yes, yes. So it means that the patient of belladonna has a habit of not coming out with the actual fact why he has come to you. So it's like they try, belladonna patients are going round and round, but they would not touch the real issue for which they have come. So that is one of the problems, that you could not find the belladonna patient in hide things, and you don't know how to apply this rubric, because the patient is not telling I'm hiding this particular point, but you have to feel it, because when you are asking the patient, now sometimes what happens with the belladonna patient, you are ready with the prescription. And the moment you say, okay, I'm ready with the prescription, you can go out and collect, or I'm preparing the medicine, he would say, doctor, I have one point to say. Do you treat, piles? So actually what belladonna patient hides, he would not hide throat in pain. No, he would not hide nasal issue. He would not hide headache. He would not hide something which is apparently can be seen or he can easily tell. What he's going to hide is something which he feels is not good to tell to the doctor, because he's very, so how he does, please listen. When a belladonna patient is hiding, he would do like this. Doctor, actually, I did not come to you for tough. This is the way. Okay, so what for you have come to me? No, cough is okay, I have also. But actually, I have come to you because since many days, urgent something. Do you have medicine for that also? So what is hiding is, do you have a medicine for that also, doctor? So things, what he is hiding, sometimes he doesn't like to show the emotions, like tears or real pain. So we have also the rubric hide desire. So they have a particular habit of not telling all the problems. So what you have to probe in your patient is that when you finish the case, you must ask, are you finished? Told me everything, or if you are keeping something inside. So you will come to know that belladonna would come in the say, no, I have something to tell. So he will like to conceal it unless there is any danger to his mobility, or in other words, to his freedom. Now what happened, another way of hiding is that, for example, all the member of the family, they know that if this person in the family will eat something which doesn't suits him, then next day he has a problem. Now, because he likes it too much, eating the things, so when he goes to a party or when he goes to the market and he sees the same thing which he likes to eat, he can't stop. Belladonna cannot stop himself for indulging in the things which he likes to eat. So he will immediately start eating or enjoy that part of food. And now next morning he gets the problem. And now he knows that he has the problem. And now he will be the part of, everyone will scold him, or they will say him, why did you eat when you know that it doesn't suit you? Now, the first part of belladonna is in the morning. When he gets up, he has a pain in the throat, or something is happening in the intestine, or diarrhea, or with the stomach. He would try to keep calm, not to show any emotion. Even if he has a pain, for example, in the throat, like in the morning he get up, but when he see his wife, mother or father or somebody, family member is in the same room, he would not do like this. But the moment they go out, but the moment they come in, everything is fine. And the moment they go out, oh, and the moment somebody come in, so they try to control. They don't want that they should see his problem, because he got indulged in things which he was asked not to eat, or also advised by the doctor that you should not eat spicy thing, or you should not indulge in alcohol or something, coffee, something potato, or something which is not good for him. But belladonna is the person light-minded. Light-minded means that when he sees something which he likes a lot, and that time he would say to himself, forget about it. Let me eat. I will see tomorrow. But tomorrow, when he suffers, the main issue comes how to hide it. So, for example, if he has a loose motion, then he has to go to the toilet, to the loo, again and again, 2 times, 3 times. But one time when he goes is okay, but he never goes second time or third time in the normal days. So now he has to go to pass the stool second time. But how would he say? What he would say to his wife, to the mother, to the father, that why he has gone for the second time. So how he is going to the second time? So the second time he would just go like, okay, I'm going to take shower now. So he's not going for shower. He has to pass the stool. So sometimes the patient would say laughingly about his actions, that doctor, sometimes what happened, I would go to the toilet again, second time, but I tell them that, no, I haven't gone for the stool. Actually, I was going for the urine. So that is one of the way of hiding the things, because he doesn't want to be scolded. He doesn't want to be seen as a bad person in front of family. So why belladonna hides? To keep the things light, as I told. The one thing to keep things light means that not to spoil the atmosphere of the home now. Why that everybody get tense. Oh, you have a stomach upset now. Now you will waste our time. Now you will cry. So the belladonna patient will not cry, will not weep, will only keep smiling face till it is possible for him to control it. But till when it's not possible for him to control it, he has to come openly then. He doesn't wish that the doctor or other or his family member take his sickness too seriously. Now, what happened that if a belladonna patient is having a problem again and again, and he has to visit a doctor now, the first thing he would tell the doctor that his problem is not too serious. It's just like, doctor, from the last few days, I have been suffering from throat problem. Just few days, nothing serious. So that is the opening sentence of belladonna. There is nothing serious, doctor. Just few days ago, I had a stomach problem. And few days means what? If you ask the patient, a few days means, doctor, you can say 4 months. Oh, 4 months is a lot of time. Yeah, but it wasn't so frequent. But nowadays, it's a little bit more frequent. So I thought, let me go to the doctor. So I thought, let me go to the doctor, are the opening sentence of the belladonna. So I thought, let me go to the doctor. Okay. So why you have come to me? Why you thought, let me go to the doctor? Why today? Doctor, it's not good that whenever you eat something of your choice and you have to pass the stool, or whenever you eat something, you get the throat problem. This is not fair. I don't like, this is what life. Then a life is for enjoyment, not to that you eat something and you have a throat problem, you have a stomach problem again and again. So I thought, let me rectify it. Let me go to the doctor and ask the doctor why I have such a problem. What is this issue and how to solve the problem. So doctor, if you have some remedy, so I would like to take it so that I should not get such a problem again and again. Now the doctors would say, like me, I would say to the patient, if you know that potato, tomato, pasta, pizza, burger, are not suitable for you, or they cause harm to you, why don't you stop eating them? Then you have no trouble. Or doctor, you are like my family member. My family member are also like you. Everybody is telling me, don't eat potato, don't eat pizza, don't eat burger. I mean, what is this? Pizza, I mean, burger, potatoes are made by God, so one has to enjoy it. Now, this kind of the tendency, this kind of the words, a belladonna patient would start narrating you or telling about it. This is very painful, you know. This is very painful for a belladonna patient to hear such kind of advices. He doesn't like, he said, doctor, why I come to you then? I mean, if I have to stop eating potato, pizza, burger, Coca-Cola, then why I have come to you then? I have come to you because then you give me a remedy and then my case is solved. You know, what is the problem in it? Why should I stop eating it? So that's this kind of light-mindedness belladonna is there. Okay. And then you know that when you ask the belladonna patient, how often do you eat potato or pizza? Doctor, I don't eat so regularly. I mean, then how often do you eat pizza or burger or potatoes? 3 times a week? Oh, but that's a lot, 3 times a week. But doctor, that's not too much. So what if I eat 3 times a pizza or burger? I like them. No, you know that I like them, but then you suffer. When a patient says, I like pizza. Okay, you like pizza, that's good. But then you suffer. You should like something after which you should not suffer. Oh yes, doctor, but that's why I've come to you. Give me the medicine so that I will not suffer and eat the pizza like others. So this kind of life a belladonna patient actually likes. So let's move further. So the first thing is light desire for. Now, this light desire doesn't mean that the knowledge. This light desire means till he knows that he can keep hiding the things, the atmosphere around him will be the light. So what he wishes, now instead of telling about his issue to the family member, don't tell them and live the life nicely. If I tell my mother that, okay, for example, he likes to eat burger, he would quietly go, he would say, his mother says, oh, I have cooked something nice pasta for you. Would you like to eat? But for example, he doesn't like to eat pasta that day. He would say, no, mama, you know that I have very heavy gastric issue. My stomach is full. Okay, I think I'll just go for a walk. But he's not going for a walk. He's going to eat the burger. But what he said to the mother, oh, mommy, today I'm full. You will see many incidents like this. The children, they don't eat at home. And the mother, when cook something nice, mother say, oh, today I have cooked chapati and dal. Very nice dal for you. You know, you used to love it, but now he doesn't want to eat that day. So he would hide that, but he cannot say to the mother, no, I won't like to eat the dal today or chapati today. He would make some kind of, excuses. Oh, mommy, you know that today I'm not well. I would not eat today at all. Just I would drink water and sleep. And then he would say, okay, I'm just going outside for a walk. So that is kind of lightness. Light means that someday he wants to enjoy. Now this light means enjoyment also. So he likes, what belladonna likes? Enjoyment in the life. He doesn't like bored, dull life. He likes enjoyment. Enjoy the party. Just go with the friends sometime. So he likes a party lover. He likes to eat nice things. But when belladonna becomes sick, then he doesn't like to eat burger or pizza, depending upon the acuteness of the problem. If he has an indigestion, and that time he says, Mummy, can you cook something light for me? Dal bana do. Today make a dal for me. Today make little bit of, something with the rice and curd. That he say light. So light could be food. Light could be the nature. Light could be like a joke. Light could be something which makes you funny or make fun. Or light could be actually the knowledge of what kind of problem he's having. So light has many shades in belladonna. It depends upon what your patient uses at the day when he gets sick. So sometimes the light means that today I don't want to eat heavy food, doctor. Today morning when I got up, I have a nausea feeling. So I told my wife that today I will take green tea only. So since morning, I haven't taken anything very heavy thing, nothing to eat. Just say green tea with lemon or lemon water. I've just passed my day like this. So this could be another way of belladonna to present himself with a light mood, light food, light topic, light discussions. So he doesn't like, what Belladonna doesn't like, political issues. What he doesn't like, too much heavy issues where he has to think. So Belladonna is not a thinker. He is not a philosopher. Okay. He doesn't want to apply his knowledge too much. That's why he believes the people very easily, because he doesn't want to apply. For example, if you ask the patient, since you have become sick, how you found me, how you came to know that today, or how you thought of visiting me. Doctor, I did not think about visiting you or taking the remedy. I just asked my friend what to do. He told me, go to Dr. Sehgal. He's a very good doctor. So I call you and I come to you. So I mean that the light shade of Belladonna is that even he doesn't think about knowing the doctor and where he has to go to find the remedy. He's not a thinker, even to think about where to go. He would take the help of somebody who will guide him, go to Dr. Sehgal. He said, I just know, but I don't know what to do, doctor. I was just lying down. I was saying, oh, so many, oh, poop. And suddenly, that my sister told me, you have a pain. Dr. Sehgal is very good in stomach pain. Go to him. And then I call upon you and I say, okay, if you have time, I can come to you. So this is the way of approach of Dr. Belladonna to the doctor in the beginning. That is the beginning approach. Now, let's go further. Now, Belladonna is shy to open his problem immediately and needs time to come out. That is the hallmark of Belladonna. You have to keep in mind. So the Belladonna, as I told you, start with the topic which are not necessary for him to discuss. And actually, he has not come for the remedy for that problem. Doctor, I have a hair fall problem. Do you have a medicine for the hair fall? Okay, you start the treatment. Okay, when did the hair fall started? Okay, what kind of treatment you have taken? So what is the issue behind hair fall? And then he started, beside hair fall, I have another issue. Oh, so hair fall is not your issue? No. It is one of the issue. But, also sometimes I feel there is a, itching in the nose. Oh, so itching is the nose important or falling of the hair is important? You can add falling of the hair remedy also, doctor, but itching, sometimes it troubles me. It bothers me a lot. It starts itching at any time. But doctor, actually, that is also not the reason for me to come. So why you come to me? Tell me the real reason. Actually, doctor, I have a very big problem with the flatulence. I pass gas too much in the office also. And it's very smelly. I don't know, doctor, what to do for that. Do you have a medicine for that? Please give medicine. Forget about hair fall and the itching in the nose. I think you give remedy for the, flatulence. It's a very bad, offensive smell when I pass. So this is the way of Belladonna. Belladonna will never appear in front of you with the real issue immediately. First, he tries to move around and then he pick up the real issue. So that you have to keep in mind. So because in the opening sentences, he shows very shyness. Now, this is the same character of the Belladonna children. When the Belladonna children, they are coming very quietly with the mother. Maybe the mother is holding their hand like this, and they are very, very quietly entering into the clinic. They sit in front of you very quietly, and as if they are very nice child, and you will praise them. Oh, your child is very nice. I never seen such a quiet child sitting in front of me. And after just 5 minutes, not maximum more than that time, after 5 minutes, you will see that he would start, he would say something to the mother. And now he start disturbing. He would touch things here. Oh, is your laptop, uncle? My father also has a laptop. And now he start to be smart. So the first opening thing of the Belladonna is to show shyness and to open up. It is the same thing while you are traveling, for example, in the train, in the bus, or in the aeroplane, and the co-passenger is Belladonna. And for example, if we have an Indian tendency that the moment we open our tiffins, that it's or something to eat, we have a habit mostly to ask the co-passenger if would like to share or something we offer. Oh, my mother has cooked so much nice cookies. Do you like to taste? I mean, some people are like this, not everybody, that they offer something through the co-passenger about the things which their mother, grandmother, or they themselves have cooked. Maybe they also like to share with the co-passenger. Now the co-passenger is belladonna. So what the co-passenger would say, no, thank you. Now the person insists, please take it. Don't be shy. My mother cooked it. Now he want to give the cookies to the co-passenger because mother has cooked it. So motherly love is coming out from this passenger. And now the belladonna is still there. No, thank you. Come on, take it. Okay, if you say, I take a little bit. And now co-passenger say, you like it? Yes, it's very tasty. Do you like to have more? One more inside. Now slowly say, oh, now this co-passenger start dominating in the talk. Oh, from where you live? Now this co-passenger, belladonna, open up. Now he open up so much. My grandmother, she also used to cook so well. I also have something. Do you like to taste? Now the person is stop speaking and belladonna co-passenger is take over the whole show now. So this is one of the tendencies of the belladonna is in the beginning, quiet, shy. After 5 minutes, open up with the doctor, completely open up. So the rubric is timidity. Timidity is very good rubric for belladonna. 99 medicine timidity. I don't know if you apply this rubric because this rubric often is there for 99 medicine. You know that so many are from the Kent. It's very difficult that how would you apply 99 remedies for timidity. I mean, as a first symptom in your clinic, like opium is also a patient of timidity. Now, the timidity doesn't mean cowardice. Now, timidity means doesn't know how to reflect the emotion, how to show my emotion. So timidity is a part that you are trying to hide here, up to here, and it is not coming out. It is somewhere here, down. So the patient sometimes would say like this, doctor, you know that if you will not angry, may I ask a question? Okay, you can ask a question. Okay, so sometimes the patient several times repeats this word, same way. Doctor, if you don't mind, can I ask you a question? Because you know that I won't be able to take the medicine if things are not clear to me. Now this is hyoscyamus. Now their hyoscyamus part is for inquisitiveness. So hyoscyamus has a timidity, but he doesn't want to offend the doctor. Now he knows that he has certain questions in the mind. Till it is not clear to the hyoscyamus, he is not going to take the remedy. He will not take the remedy. For it is very clear for hyoscyamus to be inquisitive nature. So his question has to be cleared first, and then he will take the remedy. So that is the part of timidity from hyoscyamus in the words like, if you don't mind, doctor. Now this is the timidity part. If you don't mind, may I ask you a question? Doctor, why do I have such problem? Doctor, I have a request. Please don't give the remedy, which can increase my symptom. Please don't give such a remedy. I'm already in trouble. This is opium. So it's not people, sometimes the people are not directly noisy to you. Doctor, if you don't mind, can I call to you at night also in emergency? Now you have seen many patients asking or requesting you to call you at night. Doctor, is it possible that I can call you at night also? Now, this is one of the timidity gesture, but you can avoid it or you can take it, up to you how to do it, because there are 99 medicines. I can't explain you all 99 medicines here, but it's a very difficult task. I gave you hyoscyamus, opium, belladonna, which we often use it. So timidity is one of the rubric. Now, other point is to hide. Now, why belladonna has to hide? If his family member will come to know about his problem, then he gets advised, which he doesn't like at all. Advice is the one thing belladonna doesn't like at all. Restriction for his food or fun. You know that if my mother will come to know, she will say, next time, no outside food. You have to eat in only homemade food. That doesn't go well with the belladonna. Or it is not a pleasant to show other his problem. Now, belladonna is one of the person who doesn't like to show his tears to other. He doesn't want to make other people suffer from because of him. He doesn't want to create a scene. That is not belladonna. He says that it should be a happy atmosphere. Why everybody is sad? I don't like people sitting sad at home. I would like a jolly atmosphere, nice atmosphere. So he doesn't want to give an impression of bad feeling. So we have a rubric, admonition, aggravation. Now, this one of the rubric I often used. I mean, it's hats off to salute to Dr. Saigal for explaining this rubric for us. Otherwise, I don't know how I would have applied it. Now, what is word aggravation means? Now, aggravation means to make worse or more severe. Now, what aggravates? Who gets aggravation? There are two persons in this. Admonition is the one person who is giving it. Aggravation is the patient who is getting the aggravation because of admonition. But the admonition means a kind advice, any word of caution or advice, or even of encouragement causes an adverse effect in my mind. Now the patient says that, doctor, for example, the moment I would like to go out, my mother would say, don't go. Where are you going? I told you, don't go out. Now I don't like it. It will spoil my mood. Now I know that the work is not done because somebody called me from the behind. Instead of taking it positively or that it can help me from danger or improve my life, I start reacting in a negative way by rebuking the person to mind their own business or leave me alone as I'm mature enough to handle myself or know what is good or bad for me. So the belladonna is not egoistic. He would like that, let me enjoy my life. I know my life. I know how to live. I know what to do. I know what is good for me. Now, this kind of aggravation comes. Now, aggravation doesn't mean his blood pressure will increase. Aggravation doesn't mean that his stomach problem will start or something new will start. Now, aggravation means his mood gets spoiled. He doesn't like this idea of getting advice all the time. One time is okay, but it's not always that you should be giving advice not to eat apple, not to eat potato, not to eat pizza. He doesn't like this. He says that this is too much of a restriction in my life. So that is why belladonna likes to be healthy very quickly. And he doesn't want that it should be in the eyes of the parents or his family member that he was sick for 1 week. He doesn't like why belladonna likes to be belladonna says, I want to get better fast. Why? Why you want to get better fast? You can take 5 days, 6 days. No, because if he remains sick for 5 to 6 days, then it would be that whole life is going to be admonished. So he doesn't want to be admonished. So he wants to be quickly better so that the people around him should not think like that once he gets sick for a longer period. So he would like to give the impression that whenever he gets sick, it is only for a day matter. It's a matter of a day. So what? So if that's why he likes to be carried, desire to be fast. So why belladonna likes to be carried, desire to be fast? Because he doesn't want that the people should admonish him or tell him that whenever you get sick, it's like a 1 week time. So he would like to tell the family, that when I take the medicine, so what? I will go to the doctor, take the medicine for 1 day and next day I will be better. So that kind of impression is for belladonna to be carried, desire to be fast. Another hiding problem is high desire to on account of fear. This is also one of the very good rubric of belladonna. Now, you know that on account of fear. Now, what is account word here? Now, account word here is that he has to explain everybody. Account is equal to explain everybody now, to tell everybody where he has gone, what he has eaten, how many times he has eaten. Now, he doesn't want to tell the story about his problem. He doesn't want the people to tell again and again about his problem. That is why he likes that he should get better quickly. He doesn't want to tell that how many things he has eaten. So, and to give account to somebody, he has a fear. So that's why he hide it. He doesn't want to hide. He doesn't want to show that after taking something, he could not sleep the whole night. This is very difficult for him. Now, the next important part are after hiding, we are coming to the light. Now, the light part is the lifeline of belladonna patient. He cannot live heavily. So the one part is frivolous. Now, light is complemented by frivolous. Now, frivolous means that he doesn't take anything so seriously. Now, frivolous is not something that he's mad. He doesn't want to think about. It's like a lifeline. And means what? Which keeps you light. It means that he doesn't want to think a lot about some issues. He doesn't want to talk heavily about something. Now, if parents or somebody tells him, belladonna, that, oh, be careful. Next time you will suffer. You will suffer a lot. Now, he doesn't care about these words. He doesn't care about getting, heavy words, serious words. He will not pay any, he would not pay any heed. He will not give ear to the words heavy. So he would just like say, okay, I will see next time what happened. So this is kind of the frivolous nature. So frivolous means not worth of serious notice, characterized by a lack of seriousness, unserious person, taking things easily. Do not become that serious as usually people do in similar situation as he is in. So sometimes the belladonna patient tells you that, doctor, actually, you know that whenever I get sick, I would try that nobody should come to know about it. And also I don't have a habit of going to a doctor quickly. So I try to bear it silently, not to show my emotions. I never weep in front of anybody. I don't want to bother them. And also, doctor, I know that, for example, if I lose something financially also, then I say, okay, I will make it. And if for example, I have a stomach pain, I would think about 5 minutes. It could be serious. It may be something very dangerous. But then I say, no, it's only for one day. It can't be so dangerous. It can't be so dangerous. So I don't think about too much about it. No, this is kind of tendency of frivolous nature. I'm not much bothered about my sickness because I do not feel that it is any significance. It is my husband who has generally been admonishing me for this. So most of the time, belladonna patient, 60%, they visit you because of their family member. They are not visiting to you by themselves. They are asked by or admonished by, for example, my husband, doctor, he always tell me, you are lethargic, you are careless about your problem. Why don't you visit a doctor? You are just lying in the bed crying, but you are not taking any medicine. So this is one of the nature of the belladonna, not to report to the doctor quickly. But he wants quick result, but he doesn't report quickly. He passed the time. Because of his view, I am careless about my health. It is at his insistence that I have come to you for the treatment. I still believe it will be healed by itself. Sometimes the patients say, doctor, I think my problem will get better by itself. But how? How it get better by healed by itself? Do you have any idea? How? Well, doctor, I have suffered several times. And every time it used to get healed by itself. It is only my husband, he's putting pressure on me. He asked me, go to the doctor, go to the doctor. Just to please him, I've come to you. This line is very important. Most of the time, belladonna patient, they visit you just to please the family, not for their own problem. Now, if I club frivolous and light desire, you will see only belladonna is. So there are many medicine in light desire and frivolous. Belladonna is the only remedy. Mathematical equation for the remedy with the light desire. Well, belladonna is a kind of patient who doesn't worry about the future. Future is not. So to be clear about belladonna, if you want to prescribe, just ask the patient, Do you think about the present situation, or do you, if you have a worry for the future? Oh no, forget about future, doctor. Don't think about the future. I don't think about tomorrow. Tomorrow, what will happen? We will see tomorrow. So belladonna patient, first, is not coming on his own. Second point is, even if he's coming on his own, it is only for the present day or present situation. What will happen about this situation in the future? No worries. What will happen tomorrow? No worries. I will see tomorrow what happened. Something happened to me. I sleep today. Give me medicine for 2 nights. Once I sleep, I will see tomorrow what happened. So future is not important for belladonna. If a patient is talking about future and you are thinking about giving belladonna, don't give it, because belladonna patient never thinks about future. Very rarely maybe, but present is very important. Today sleep, today eating, today I have to eat, doctor. Whatever I have today in my pocket, I'm rich. Tomorrow I will see what happens. Even if I lose tomorrow, I have no problem. I will see tomorrow. Why to think today? Why to think today about the tomorrow? So there is no tomorrow for belladonna. There is no future for belladonna. Only today is important. His logic for this is that if something bad has to happen, it will happen. Who knows tomorrow what will happen? It is not under my control to prevent the future. So I have to worry about the future then. This is very true of belladonna, these lines. As the time passes and he starts feeling on his own that problem is persisting, or that he gets awakened and for his get the idea about his problem. Sorry, okay. But as the time passes and he starts feeling on his own that problem is persisting, or someone close to him point out at his problem, that he gets awakened and his first desire to get his idea about. Now, first thing is no seriousness. He is not serious. But when the problem starts persisting and doesn't get better, the first thing come to his mind is get awakened. Why it is not good? Why it is there? Now, awakening of the mind comes after frivolousness. Now, sometimes, what is first thing? What is light? Now he needs light, something which neutralizes the effect of darkness and bring the things to visibility or the facts to surface. He asked, doctor, what is it that I'm suffering from? After persistence of the problem. Now, this patient who doesn't bother for anything all of a sudden gets concerned about his problem. He gets the desire to know about his problem. Light desire to know about problem is not coming immediately. It comes after experiencing the problem after few incidents that are occurring again and again. Now, light desire is coming from the fear of dark. Now, why fear of dark? Fear of dark is that unknown. First thing is forget about it. I don't care. Now, the problem is persisting. When the problem is persisting, then he has to know that why it is that is not going away. What is the reason behind it? So dark makes him worried. So what is dark? Having no knowledge about the content of anything, bad results, no hope, no promise. Or, so I want to live, I don't want to die. When I find no promise for cure from any corner, I get perplexed. Now, suddenly he feels he will die. Now he doesn't want to die. So the dark means something is hiding, something is hidden behind, which he doesn't know. So he wants to know that what is behind it. This is belladonna. So what is dark? Absence of light, evil, lacking knowledge, action, an unenlightened state. He needs little bit of information like what is the name of the problem, why has it happens, it's serious or not, a particular cause of disease. He wants short and quick answer. Now, sometimes the belladonna doesn't want what is light also. He doesn't want to go into it big discussion with the doctor. He said, doctor, just tell me little bit, what is my problem? I don't, now when the moment you want to open with the patient a lot, he would stop you. He would like to know, but little bit. So everything is little bit of knowledge, So the word is little bit. Now, why he doesn't take interest in long inquiries about his disease? Doesn't want to think about more about the dark side. Dark side he doesn't like, too much information. Now there is another rubric, indifference alternating with sensitiveness. First stage was indifference and frivolous. Indifference means, okay, let it see, let it be. I'm not worried today. I will see tomorrow. But tomorrow what happened? The thing stays. Next day also the thing stays. Next day also the thing stays. The problem is not going for the 3 days. Continuously for the last 3 days, he has a problem. And now the sensitivity comes. Sensitivity means that mind gets awakened. Oh, it's the 3rd day. The problem is not going away. I was so frivolous. Now let me go to the doctor and ask the reason for it. So at this stage, in the first stage, he was sent by somebody. In this stage, he will come himself. Now, this is one of the stage when you ask the patient if you have come by yourself or if somebody sent you. So the patient says, no, I have come to you because doctor, from the last 4 days, 5 days, I have been having a problem and I was asked by my family members to visit you, but I was ignoring it. And today, you know that it sounds like opium, but he says something different than opium. Opium would say that it will increase further. But belladonna will not say it will increase further. He say it is staying for the last 5 days. Now the difference is opium will say today is the 5th day. I'm worried that it is going to increase. But belladonna would say it's already 5th day and it's not going. So I want that it should go away. This is only a difference between belladonna and opium. The doctor tells the this patient that he has a serious problem. He would laugh and say, doctor, I think you have the medicine for it. He tries to take the negative answer lightly. So what belladonna is always coming prepared to a doctor for the negative also. He said, doctor, even if you have to say something negative, just, I'm not going to scare. But inside he's scared. But he doesn't want to show this sign that he's scared. So he would say, just tell me, doctor, what is the issue with me? Why you think the problem is not going for the last 5 days? Do you have any idea? Just tell me. So he is trying to tell you that even if it is a negative, it's not a problem for him. He says, oh, I'm not a problem. It's not a problem for me. Laughing, speaking when. Now I will just show you a clip of this rubric, laughing, speaking when. Here you will see, I'll show you the video about a belladonna patient. I asked the patient how old she is.
अभी क्या होगा, ये मेरा ना यूरिनल का आसपास में स्किन में बहुत बड़ा.
So I asked the patient what has happened. Patient told me that there are 3 big boils on the skin around my genital.
बॉयल हुआ है, एक साथ में 3 समझ लीजिए. तो उसका पेन भी है, itching sensation भी है.
Painful as well as there is some itching.
और ऐसा जगह पर हुआ है कि बैठने में थोड़ा लिक्विड कुछ.
हाँ जी बोलिए. उम्र में एज बताइए.
63.
हाँ बताइए क्या है.
अभी क्या होगा, ये मेरा ना यूरिनल का आसपास में स्किन में बहुत बड़ा एकदम मिला जाता है के पास में.
हर एक गैप के बाद, कितने गैप के बाद?
5-6 महीना गैप के
आता है.
कभी आता है.
अभी 3 दिन से आया है. इससे पहले कोई तकलीफ नहीं थी आपको?
नहीं.
आप इसी के लिए आई है.
हाँ.
3 दिन से स्किन के पास. हाँ. ऐसा हुआ है
यूरिनल के आसपास.
उसमें क्या क्या हो रहा है?
और
कुछ ज्यादा महसूस करती है?
नहीं. दवाई एलोपैथी तो लेती नहीं हूँ,
हाँ।
और होम्योपैथी ऐसा भी कुछ किसी के पास गए भी नहीं, ये फर्स्ट टाइम आपके पास ही आए।
पहले क्या करते थे तो जब ये
पहले इधर हमारे एक जान पहचान का आदमी है, आज
इससे पहले
आया,
दो बार
इसलिए मैं उसको वो ऐसा चैरिटी करते हैं।
ठीक है।
कभी बहुत वो तो बिल्कुल
क्यों?
So that is the kind of belladonna nature is that when he is speaking, sometimes he laughs in between.
एक बार डायबिटीज हुआ
So maybe you will wonder that how a patient will laugh during speaking. So when I was talking about the belladonna patient, when you are talking with the belladonna patient, ask, do you have any other problem? So the belladonna, yeah, I have that sometimes I have BP problem also. But I'm not so serious about it. Like this. So it's like a hiding. Belladonna patient doesn't like to be sound like, that he's serious about his problem. So sometimes what happens, they laugh, which actually is coming with the timidity. Laughing is coming with timidity. Laughing, speaking well. He takes the opinion of incurability with an ease because he wants to remain in the light mood. So whatever the patient says, even doctor, if it is incurable, I'm not scared about it. You can tell me. So what he gets from the light, it removes the burden from his mind. This patient twists between light and dark. Sometimes he is in a light shade, sometimes in the dark shade. Sometimes he says, nothing to worry. Sometimes he's worried. What is it? What is the reason of his problem? So sometimes he say, oh, let it be, whatever, I will face the problem. There is another rubric, calculating inability to. Now, this is one of the things which, when a patient of belladonna is coming to you, if you ask him how many problems he has, it is very difficult for him to say that how many problems he has. He would just say, I have only actually maybe 2 problems also, doctor. But when he starts explaining to you, he will tell you about the 5 problems. When you say to the patient that, oh, in the beginning you told me you have 2 problems, but now you are telling me you have 5 problems. Oh, doctor, that is a problem with me. I'm not able to, keep in mind that how many problems I have, since how many days I have been suffering from, or even sometimes I forget that how much I ate in a day. It's very difficult for me to remember that what I ate yesterday night. I can't tell you. Now, this is one of the habit of calculating inability from belladonna. Then next thing is coming between the belladonna, light and dark, and second thing is wealthy and poor feeling. We have 2 rubrics, delusion wealth imagination of and delusion poor. We have only belladonna. Sometimes he imagines he's short of nothing. Wealth means he's short of nothing. He has everything. So belladonna, actually, another opening of the belladonna is he lives with the feeling that he has a minor problem and doesn't give weightage to the short. Oh, doctor, actually, I tell you that in my life, everything is okay. That sometimes I'm not able to eat properly. Or sometimes that I'm not able to pass the stool in the properly. The rest of the things are okay for me. I have a good job, I have a good family, I have no issues in my life. Every day I feel fresh. But some days, that I feel now that for the last few days, I'm getting tired very easily. So, and therefore that I need to rest frequently. Now that is what is making this patient poor. Usually he's wealthy. Belladonna likes to enjoy his wealth because he has no fear of it. It means when this patient visits a doctor, mostly he says, as such, he has no other problem in life related to health, family, money, friend, other kind of facilities. He has all the facilities in the life. What gives him poor feeling? Poor means lack of something. It is not a complete loss, but so usually what are the opening remark of delusion poor means? He has no worries. the things in the life is fine. Uh, he's able to study properly and eat properly. But there is one symptom which is not getting better, and makes him poor, because if that symptom will go away, then he will be, his life will be fully, he can enjoy the life fully. So Belladonna likes to enjoy the life in full, not with something lacking. Now, this patient feels that he could be in a good position, status, financial, health, enjoyable. If he has a complete good health or without the present sickness, his life would be much better than the present state. This patient doesn't suspect much others' intention or advice. For a mother or belladonna child, it is easy to handle or divert during the sickness in case of minor injuries. So belladonna is a credulous patient. So the first thing which brings a belladonna patient to you is credulous, because he comes to you, he visits you on the advice of somebody, family, from a friend. So the first thing what happens with belladonna is, though he's frivolous, so he doesn't apply his own mind to visit. So most probably he will take the advice from somebody, neighbor, even from auto rickshaw, from taxi man, somebody. I mean, it's very frivolously he would ask the taxi man that, oh, if you get sick, from where you take the medicine? Oh, I know a doctor. Okay, give me a card. There are few people who have visited me when they are advised by a taxi man. They hired a taxi from airport to their home, and the taxi man told them, and just by talking, slowly, even the taxi man comes to know that he has a problem. That is kind of belladonna. He said, doctor, I have 45 minutes. So 5-10 minutes, he was sitting silently. Slowly, he started chatting with the driver. And while driving chatting with the driver told him that he was suffering from a problem for which he could not drive the taxi for a few days. And upon knowing what kind of a trouble he has, then he found that he himself has the same trouble. Then the taximan told him, go to Dr. Sehgal. And in that way, he has visited to me. So even that he will not apply his mind. He will take even the advice of a taxi man to visit you. So that kind of nature is belladonna, who doesn't suspect that he is maybe a person of non-qualified person, or he is not so qualified, or he has maybe taken a medicine for a doctor. He would not suspect even the name of the doctor. He just called the doctor from a phone next day morning. Oh, doctor, I have got a reference from a taxi man who told me that you are a very good doctor. He took the treatment from you. I want to come to you. That is a kind of mentality of belladonna, not to suspect anything. Just believe it in a frivolous way. Credulous means follows everyone, willing to believe easily. Trust everyone without making any inquiry. He is a naive person as well as credulous. Everything around him seems to be friendly. One of the things is, there are two things. One I told you is a timidity. He doesn't get friendly very easily with the people, but once he get open up, naked. So he has two rubrics, hide and naked. I told you light and dark, poor and wealth, and now light and hide and naked. He would like to hide his problem, but once he is naked, then people around him are friends. So sometime I asked the belladonna patient, why did you tell a taxi man about your problem? Oh, we became very friendly, doctor. So belladonna makes friend very easily after the timidity. So timidity and friendship, they are the two parts of belladonna also. So what I told you, belladonna has a hide, naked, light, dark, timidity, friends, and credulous and naive. He's not avaricious and also not envious. So another thing which you have to keep in mind, they are very simple people. They are not avaricious. They don't hoard the money. If somebody asks belladonna, give me money, he will give it. And if you ask the belladonna patient that you have only $10 in the pocket and you gave $8 or $9 to your friend, how will you survive tomorrow? I will see. Something will happen. I'm not so. And he's always ready to help people. He's not envious that other people have car, big car. He doesn't talk about other people. Even takes the treatment in an easy way. He asks for a quick relief and says, please find a good remedy for me. I can't take the remedy for a long time. So carry desire to be fast and light desire for. So when asked, what is the hurry? He may reply, what kind of a question is this, doctor? A patient who has a problem will like to get better as soon as possible, isn't it? It's called objective reasonable. Objective reasonable means that he objects to your question, that what kind of a question is this? If I'm suffering, then I have a right to know what is my problem, isn't it? Isn't it? So isn't it means that he's objecting to you, isn't it? Some belladonna patient doesn't like to take the medicine for a longer period. So they request the doctor for a shorter period, and if needed, they may visit again. Now, he has his own logic. To take medicine is not a good thing. Medicine are not good for the body. This he knows, as everyone says so. So when you ask the patient, what is this logic that you want the medicine for the 3 days? But doctor, medicine are not good. You know that. Everybody knows that medicine is not good. It's not good for the body to take so much medicine. So it's better you give me light medicines. Just give me light potency, light things. Even if, I go to an allopathic doctor and he give me medicine for the 5 days, I take only for the 2 days. I don't use the medicine for the whole time. Mood. So whenever you give advice to the belladonna, he will not take it nicely. Tell the belladonna you have to take the medicine for a month. No, doctor. No, for a month. Just give me medicine for 3 days. To see the response. If the response is good, maybe I will come. But I know that I will get better in 3 days. I never needed medicine for so long. In my whole life, I have never taken medicine for more than 3 days. So he gave me medicine for the first 3 days. If there is a response, maybe I will come. But I know that I will get better. So that's why he thinks that delusion, that physician is a policeman. So he doesn't like the doctors too much. He said, doctor, actually, I don't like to visit physician or doctor because they give too much advice, not to eat this, not to do that, eat properly, get up in the morning, do this. I don't like instructions. So this is why belladonna doesn't want to visit a physician also for the medicine. And these are the, that I have presented you at least 20 rubrics or some nature of belladonna, how you can prescribe. And I think that what is the meaning of K means Kent and GAL means Galvadian, which is there from my repertoire. So friend, I would like to stop now because this is a light chapter for belladonna.
Sir, you are mute.
You are mute, sir.
Sir, can't hear.
Sir, you are mute.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like me much. Okay. Now it's okay. Can you hear me?
Now, okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So
Hearing.
actually, why I chose this remedy today? It's a tribute to Dr. Sehgal in my ways. I mean that the person has worked so much about this remedy, and this remedy is taken so frivolously by the practitioner that as if it is too much in practice. So what it is if it is coming too much in the practice? Sometimes I get, that the question from the practitioner, but doctor, then everybody says like this, everybody is frivolous. No, it's not everybody is frivolous. As a human, you can be frivolous, but as a patient, you can't be frivolous every time. So there are patients who have a tendency to behave like belladonna. What is noticed by Dr. Sehgal at least 30 years ago, 35 years ago. So it caught the attention of the Dr. Sehgal that there are patients who behave like similar, to find the simillimum. And that, that what Dr. Sehgal gave us, Dr. Sehgal has given us that how he was practicing without boundaries. Now, what kind of boundaries were there when he was practicing in 75? Miasmatic prescription, constitutional remedies, and totality. And you have to find the remedy by, that putting all things together. So he maybe dare to wise that he started to think that is there any way, is there any single way to prescribe a remedy? So he could find a single way of practicing by Sehgal mental state of understanding the rubric. So in the beginning, he was criticized very badly that how could you ignore all the norms of the principle of homeopathy? So people were still criticizing, are not happy the way Sehgal method has been used. They are still telling that, no, how can you give belladonna to everybody? We are not giving belladonna to everybody. We have a proper understanding of belladonna patient. And fortunately, we are able to apply it properly. Maybe sometime I also miss belladonna. But I have so many rubrics in my mind of belladonna that if you study belladonna properly, you will see that actually it has been a great help to the practitioner. Many newcomers, they are able to practice on or start the practice because they are able to find belladonna in their practice, by which they are getting success, and success gives them a bit of hope that homeopathy works. For me, it was also a kind of big hope when I started to practice homeopathy, that belladonna is frequently coming practice. But that time I was a bit nervous also that why belladonna is coming so often in my practice. So I was suspecting myself. So now I'm very clear, not confused, very confident to prescribe belladonna. I have many rubrics in my mind. So in the future, if you want to attend my classes, you can contact Dr. Vedant Sehgal or Dr. Tofel. I've been, giving lectures every month, and there's another lecture on 4th. So if somebody wants to join this lecture, you can contact Dr. Vedant. I'm going, Dr. Vedant will take over the mic.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Okay, wait. Name?
Sir, this is Surbhi Pandey.
Yes, Surbhi, what is your question?
Sir, can you differentiate please between careless and heedless?
Careless and?
Oh, sorry, frivolous and heedless.
Frivolous and heedless. Okay, frivolous is the person who doesn't think about so much deeply about something. And heedless is the one who thinks he is right. He is above everybody. He is right. Heedless, who doesn't want to listen to anybody. Okay, and frivolous is the one, even if he has the idea, but he doesn't want to think about it. So heedless is the person who thinks he's right. He's always right. Though he knows he is wrong, but he will never listen to it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next question.
Okay, can you put me on the, not the spotlight, so that I can see the screen? Okay, so Tofel.
Sir, what is the latest suggestion about metaphorical meaning?
Any question?
Okay, Vedant,
Yes,
are you there?
Dr. Mojam, again, please.
Sir, what is the
Yes.
latest suggestion of school about metaphorical meaning of a rubric? What is the latest suggestion? Latest suggestion about metaphorical meaning of the school? Metaphorical meaning of a rubric? What is the latest suggestion?
What do you mean?
Sir, this is a big question. This is a big, sir. What Mojam said, Dr. Mojam said, this big question. What is the metaphorical meaning and Sehgal method? In brief, so short brief.
Okay. Sehgal method is, see, Sehgal method has a different parts. First thing, Sehgal method is about understanding a man. Number one, understanding a man through his mind, through his attitude, whatever, through his words, common words. Now, when the patient is using common words, for example, doctor, you know that I would like to know that whenever I get sick, I would like to know in detail about my problem. Now, this is very common version, but there is no rubric, there is no symptom in Materia Medica and the rubric like this exact language. There is no rubric, there is no words you can find in any Materia Medica, any rubric that the patient says, doctor, whenever I get sick, I have curiosity in the mind to know about many problems. Or there is no words like this in the Materia Medica line that doctor, whenever I get sick, I would still like to eat apple. So I mean that there are lines which are not given in the Materia Medica, there is no understanding how to understand these lines and put into the rubrics. So what Dr. Sehgal has thought that when a patient says that, whenever I get sick, I would like to know in detail about my problem. He could not find these lines in the Materia Medica. And then, but he was, when he was searching in the repertory, then he thought, oh, there is a rubric called inquisitive. There is a line, inquisitive word. But he doesn't know that if these lines are equal to inquisitive. But then he started to practice and he thought that perhaps this line is suitable for inquisitive. So this is metaphorically, but inquisitive, if you go to the dictionary, in dictionary, they would not say that the patient will come to you and say that, doctor, I would like to know about this. Inquisitive means curiosity. Inquisitive means something to know. That's only in dictionary. So what Dr. Sehgal has done is that he has taken the whole version of the patient and metaphorically used it into the repertory meaning. That's what he had done it. So there are two kind of way to understand the repertory. Either go by dictionary or go by the line of the patient. Okay. For example, doctor, you know that when my problem was 10%, I was not worried. But when my problem got 20%, I started to get worried that it will increase further. Now, from where you never get this line in Materia Medica on repertory. Okay, so when Dr. Sehgal understood the meaning of fear of extravagance, he thought of using these lines into the rubric. Okay, that is a metaphorical way of using them. I hope it's clear now.
Next question.
विधान कहाँ पे है? दिख नहीं रहा. नहीं, कंप्यूटर पे नहीं आ रहा वो.
Good evening, sir.
So what is the difference between naive and credulous?
Okay, see, credulous is somebody who believes without suspiciousness. Somebody, for example, go to that doctor. Now the patient will immediately call the doctor without suspecting the person's, maybe the person is wrong, maybe he's giving the wrong information, maybe he's cheating him, maybe he's making money by referring the doctor. He will never think like this. For example, if you ask the patient that, okay, your friend has referred to me, you did not suspect that maybe he is a commissioner, maybe he's taking commission from me, maybe he's taking some money for referring me. Oh no, doctor, I always believe my friend. He's a very easily believer. He never ever suspect on anything. This is called credulous. The naive means that who can be easily fooled. So if you, naive means that if you ask a belladonna patient, give me 100 rupees, 100 taka money, I will give you tomorrow, he will give it. So he will not think that he will give it or not give it. And later on, when he will ask the person, you took $100 money, 100 rupees from me, and you promised me that you will give me on the Sunday, but Sunday has passed, you have not given me the money. Oh, I was not talking about this Sunday. Actually, I told you I will give you on that next Sunday. Ah, okay. So this is naive. So the naive means who can be easily fooled, who can be easily trapped. So for example, a child when gets sick, child fell down, the mother say, oh, see, there is a sparrow. He would start saying, there is a sparrow, but there is no sparrow. So this is called naive person. So naive is that who can easily be trapped, and credulous is who has no suspect, who never suspect on anybody's motive, who thinks that the person is giving nice advice, friendly advice, because everybody is friendly for belladonna.
Okay, thank you, sir.
सर अनकॉन्शियस पेशेंट को बेलेडोना पेशेंट को कैसे पहचान सकते
Sorry, what is the question?
हैं कि एक बच्चे को मैंने 5 दिन पहले देखा था, उसका हाइड्रोसेफलस चाइल्ड था, 1 साल का बच्चा। तो
I'm not getting the question
उसको
properly.
उसका राइट
Your
हैंड
voice
एंड
is
लेफ्ट
not clear.
राइट
I'm not getting the
sir.
question.
हेलो सर,
Your
सुनाई
mic
दे
is
रहा है?
not clear.
हेलो
Yes,
Yes.
অর্ণব দে,
Arnab,
your sound is not clear. আপনার কথা শোনা যাচ্ছে না অর্ণব দে।
तो माइक पे रहना बस इमीडिएटली। मैं दिख नहीं रहा, तुम कहीं पे भी दिख नहीं रहे। हाँ, मैं जैसे बोलो शुरू कर दो बोलना बस। फिर नहीं तो हाँ, तो जब मैं बोलूँ शुरू कर
Okay,
दो। मैं आप में हूँ।
any more question, please?
सुनाई दे
I think we-
Yes, Arnab there.
अच्छा सर, मैं बोल रहा था कि 5-6 दिन पहले एक हाइड्रोसेफलस का बच्चा 1 साल का था,
नहीं केस
वो
नहीं बोलिए।
अनकॉन्शियस था।
नहीं केस मत बोलिए, कुछ और
नहीं,
बताइए।
केस
नहीं छोड़िए।
मैं बोल रहा था कि बच्चे
और कुछ बात करूँगा। और
Okay,
कोई क्वेश्चन?
अच्छा सर, जार्किंग होता है राइट, माने कैसे अनकॉन्शियस पेशेंट को हम लोग आइडेंटिफिकेशन कर सकते हैं
ये
बेलेडोना?
बाद में बात करेंगे कभी फिर। और कोई बात, कोई क्वेश्चन? Okay, so let's go to Vedant and we finish this chapter today and hope we see each other maybe next time. Well, before you say something,
Okay, Dr. Vedant, please.
Yes.
Yeah, hello. So what a wonderful session it was for Belladonna. Thank you, Dr. Tofu, for Dr. Yogesh for taking the lecture, and Dr. Toful for organizing this beautiful webinar. And so we will learn about belladonna, and I would like to say something small about a belladonna child. That when he comes to your clinic, a belladonna child, he will be very shy at the starting. You will not believe that he will be restless or is naughty in the nature. He will be very shy. He will not speak to you, not make direct eye contact. But once the shyness is gone, and when you start to converse with him, you will find that he's become restless. He opens. He will touch your things. That's and that. This is the character of a belladonna child. How to identify a belladonna child. So this was a small thing, and thank you all for joining with us.
So Tofel, if you have to say something.
Thank you, Dr. Vedant. Thank you. Thank you, GMT family. Thank you, Bangladesh Online International Homeopathic Study Forum. Thank you, Dr. Kausar. Thank you, Dr. Biplab Vijay Haldar. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Iman Ali, Dr. Mojam Hussain, Dr. Hassanuzzaman, and many more. Thank you. Special thanks to Dr. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks all.
So thank you very much. Maybe we can meet again, and it's a nice session.